Hey everyone, today we are going to be evaluating algebraic expressions. Okay, to evaluate an algebraic expression means to find the value of the expression using order of operations after the variables have been replaced with numbers. So we were writing algebraic expressions, now we are going to be given the value of that unknown thing and be able to use our order of operations. So you'll be able to see how it all ties together today. Over here, I have just this brief reminder about how we are going to represent multiplication. And what's important about this today is because we are typically going to see things written this way. When we evaluate, we are going to write them this way when we put those values in. So if I have 5x, that means 5 times the value of x. So when I put my values in, I'm going to put them in parentheses so I recognize them as multiplication. And you guys are going to see that in action here in just a minute. So we're going to start with some one-step algebraic expressions. So it says evaluate the expression 16 plus b if b equals 25. So we are going to take this 25 and we're going to put it in for b. So I'm going to write on my first line 16 plus 25. And now I'm going to add because there's nothing else to do. It's one step. So 16 plus 25 is going to be 41. Just like in order of operations, you will be using each line in these expressions to simplify. And your last line should be that one number answer. In number 2, still a one-step expression, but this time you're replacing 2 different variables. So I'm going to put 64 in for x and 27 in for y. So my initial expression is going to be 64 minus 27. So I'm going to do some subtraction over here. 64 minus 27 is 37. Number 3 says evaluate 6x when x equals 1/2. So here we go. We're going to put 1/2 in for x. And what's going to happen when we do this is I can write it as, and I'm going to split this in half here. You can write this as 6 times 1/2, which is what we're familiar with. We are used to that. Or we can write it as 6 times 1/2 in parentheses. Both of these things mean multiplication. Okay. In either case, I'm going to cross cancel because this becomes a 6 over 1. So I'm actually going to erase this and make this into a 6 over 1. And I can cross cancel 3 and 1. Same thing here, I can make this into a 6 over 1. So this becomes a 3, this becomes a 1, and my answer is 3. So however you choose to write it, make sure you recognize it as multiplication. Number 4, very similar situation. I'm going to take 9 over 10 and I'm going to put it in for x. So again, I can write this 2 different ways. I can write it as 2/3 times 9 over 10. Or I can write it as 2/3 times 9 over 10 with parentheses instead. Both mean the same thing. I can cross cancel. In either situation, it should come out the same. I get 3 over 5. Number 5 says evaluate 5 times b if b equals 4. So I'm going to take this 4 and I'm going to put it in for b. So 5 times 4 is 20. And this time I just used the notation that they gave me. They gave me the multiplication symbol, so I kept it. In example 2, we are going to expand on this. You can see that there's more lines because there's going to be more to do. There's multiple variables and there's multiple steps. So we're going to take each thing one at a time. The very first step you're going to complete is replacing each variable with the correct value. So x is going to be replaced with 4, y is going to be replaced with 1/2, and z is going to be replaced with 3. So here I'm going to have parentheses 5 times 4 minus 4 times 1/2 divided by z squared. Now for order of operations, I'm going to go inside my parentheses first, and I'm going to do my first multiplication. So it's going to be 20 minus 4 times 1/2 divided by 3 squared. Now I'm going to do my other multiplication. So I'm going to cross cancel 2 and 1. So I'm going to have 20 minus 2 divided by 3 squared. 20 minus 2 is 18 divided by 3 squared. So I did my grouping symbols all the way first. Now I can do my exponent. 18 divided by 3 squared is 9, and 18 divided by 9 is 2. As you can see, my first line was just my replacement line, and then I used order of operations using every single line until I was done. Number 2 says x over 4. So I'm going to do 12 over 4 plus 2 times y is 7 squared minus 3 times z is 8. So again, I'm going inside my grouping symbols first. Inside my grouping symbols, I have an exponent. So I'm going to have 12 over 4 plus 2 times 49 minus 3 times 8. As you can see, I'm not doing more than one step at a time. So my next step inside my parentheses is going to be this multiplication. So 12 over 4 plus 2 times 49 minus 24. 12 over 4 plus 2 times 49 minus 24 is 25. Now that I'm outside my grouping symbols, I can do my division. So 12 divided by 4 is 3 plus 2 times 25. Then I'm going to do my multiplication. 3 plus 50 is 53. And I was a line short this time. But remember, we're doing one step at a time and showing all of our work. Okay, on to the back side. I've just got a few more examples back here. So in this one, I give you multiple variables to use with the various expressions on the back. So for number 3, it says evaluate 5t plus 4. Well, I know that t equals 3. So I'm going to have 5 times 3 plus 4. I'm going to multiply first. 15 plus 4 is 19. Number 4 says 4x squared. Well, x is equal to 5. So I'm going to have 4 times 5 squared. I'm going to do my exponent first. So 4 times 25 is 100. This step can also be written as 4 parentheses 25. It means the same thing, multiplication. Number 5, 10a plus 7 if a is 1/5. So I'm going to have 10 times 1 over 5 plus 7. So I'm going to cross cancel. So I get 2 plus 7 is 9. And then for number 6, 10b, so b is 4/5 and t is 3. So 10 times 4/5 minus 2 times 3. So I'm going to multiply here first. Cross cancel, I get 8 minus 2 times 3. 2 times 3 is 6, and 8 minus 6 is 2. So the only thing that we are adding today is this idea of putting a value in for a variable, and then we're going to follow order of operations, which we've been working on for a good chunk of this module. We will work on our order of operation or our evaluating homework tomorrow on the half day. So again, we are working on evaluating, replacing a variable with a value, and then simplifying using order of operations.